Good morning, stamping friends. I'm Brenda Hillard. Welcome to episode 382 of Coffee and Create with Brenda. Oh, look, we have a visitor. I'm going to tip down just a little bit. Emmy, say hi. Look how big she's getting. Emmy had a first birthday this week. It was so fun. We had a little party. We had decorations. We had guests. It was fun. It was really fun. So anyway, I'm just going to hold on just a little bit for people to hop on, and then we'll get started. So remember, if you placed an order last month and you earned bonus coupons, those are redeemable this month, and they're stackable. So let's say you ordered $150 and you got 3 bonus coupon codes. You can use all 3 of those on one order. Please let me know if you have any questions about how to add the coupons at checkout. I'd be happy to help you. That's what I'm here for. I'm your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I love, love, love the art of card making, paper crafting, and helping you. So I'm going to flip down to my workstation and we're going to get started. All right, so as you can see, I've got just a printout of the front page of the catalog, and I have not received my catalog yet either, hoping for today. I did use Mailing Selector, so if you are my customer and you've placed an order with me within the past 12 months, you will be receiving your catalog in your mailbox. If you are not a customer of mine and you do not have an active Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator, and if you need a catalog, please reach out to me and I'd be happy to send you one. All right, moving off to the side. Yesterday, I did an impromptu, good morning, Karen, and yes, happy hot coffee Saturday. Yay. Yesterday, I did a Facebook Live, and I called it Let's Open the Box. And we took a look at the products that I ordered from the new catalog. I really did. I splurged and had them overnighted. And so yesterday I opened the box and showed you all the fun papers and whatnot. And the one thing I want to tell you about is I am going to be offering a paper share. So stay tuned to my newsletter. If you are new to my channel and you are not subscribed to my newsletter, you're going to want to be, because I send out my mystery stamping information, any of the specials that are going on at Stampin' Up! And then, like I said, I'm offering a paper share, so you'll have to watch for details. I don't have all of my stuff quite ready to go yet, but I will by the end of the week. So, that was a sip of nice hot coffee. All right, you guys. So, is what you saw in the description of today's video today's Coffee and Create with Brenda, is we're going to be using the scenery papers from Stampin' Up! And I'll show you what I mean by scenery papers. And this fun fold is really great for that. So let's bring in our first scenery paper. And guess what? It's a peek at the new papers, and this one is called Berry Christmas. It's 12 by 12, but I did cut this down to 6 by 6. Good morning, Kathy. Welcome back. I hope your summer's slowing down a little bit for you. This suite of products has a polar bear stamp set and punch. I personally did not order that, but I love this paper, and you'll get a better look at it. But the back sides of it are really, really cute. And so if you aren't into polar bears or like lots of what I call, I don't know if they're really juvenile, but kind of cartoonish looking figurine things on your paper. I don't know how to describe it, obviously. But anyway, I think this will make a cute card, and we're going to create on the fly today. So let me bring in, for this fun fold, you need a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper for all of the parts, okay? And there is a fairly decent scrap size, but it's a usable scrap. So is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 8.5 by 11 and I'm going to cut it in half at 5.5. All right. Then I'm going to turn this so that now my 8.5 side is up at the top, and I'm going to cut it at 7.25. All right. Then I'm going to move this over to 4.25, and I'm going to score it. So now when we fold it, we end up with, and this is called a joyful card, joyful fold, but it's a little bit different. So stay with me on this. All right, so you can see my fold there. Then I'm going to take my big scrap of paper and I'm going to cut it at 4.25 inches square, just like that. And then I'm going to score one edge at 1 inch. Okay, so now this is what you have left from your 8.5 by 11. And like I said, this is a very usable scrap. It's 4.25 by 5.75. So set that off to the side. I'm going to fold this on the score line and just give it a crease with my bone folder. And then I fold this on the score line, so we'll give that a crease. And then I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, and I want to just open this up, and I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of that 1 inch flap, and I'm going to align that on the edge of my card so that the flap is on the inside here, okay? So our card is going to fold like this. Are you with me so far? All right, now it's time to cut our designer series paper. So is what I'm going to do is I want to be able to maximize my little bears here. I'm going to cut this at, let's see, how do I want this? I want this to go at 2.75. And yep, we're going to cut off the bear's head, okay? So we're going to cut. And then I'm just, from this outside edge here, I'm going to cut off 1/4 inch. Just like that, just this tiny little 1/4 inch strip. And now we're going to get ready to assemble our card. We will have a little bit more cutting, but I don't want to cut anything until I show you how to line up the card. So let's do that. All right, so on this side, we're going to have this paper, and then on this flap, we're going to have this paper. And right now, it looks as though I'm going to drop this way down because I want this polar bear. So if I go like this, they aren't lining up. if this was higher up and we could get those straight across from each other, I'd consider that. I think I'm making sense, but if I'm not, please let me know in the comments. I'm watching. If you're out there, please say hello. Remember that this measured 4 1/4, so I want to cut this piece of designer series paper down to 4 inches. So what I'm going to do is just cut this off, and we're going to put this right on the inside flap here. Centering it up. Okay. Now this one, because our card is 5 1/2, let's cut this off. I want to keep this iceberg up here. Let's see where we have to cut it. That'll be perfect. We didn't even have to cut into the bears. The polar bears. It's kind of hard to think about winter or polar bears when it's been as hot as it has, isn't it? Yeah. So going back to catalogs, you guys, I do believe that the bulk mail, my mailing selector, should start. Oh, I didn't cut that right. Let's see, what do we have? 5 1/2, so I want this to be at 5 1/4. And I bet you I cut that at, yeah, I did. I cut it at 5 1/2, sorry. That's because I'm talking and crafting at the same time. It doesn't always work well, and especially when I'm measuring. All right, let's see what we've got here now. It's still too big. So what did I do? Cut this wrong? No, never. Oh, I did. All right. Well, you know, is what we'll do is just pull this off from here. And because I didn't press hard, I was able to do that. So I'm going to grab a piece of balmy blue. And we're going to cut a regular size card base, 5 1/2. All right, there we go. Then we're going to cut off at 7 1/4. And then we're going to score at 4 1/4. All right, that wasn't so bad, but yes, it was a mistake. So I'm going to fold it over. Obviously, I haven't had enough coffee this morning. But it's what I was saying about the catalogs is I think they should start mailing out like next week. So start watching your mailboxes for your catalogs. All right, so there's that piece. And here's this piece. Let's put this back on and I'll show you now what we've got going on with these scenes. Okay. So now look at when they open. Isn't that cute? Got those little polar bears in there. I love it. All right. Then I have a piece of basic white. And this is just standard insert 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to take this 1/4 inch strip that we cut off earlier. And I'm just going to add some adhesive, the liquid green glue. And I'm going to glue that down right on the edge of the white. Trim off our, oops, dropped my pencil. Trim off our scrap here. And honest, out of the 6 by 6 designer series paper, you really don't waste much there either. So then on the inside, or our insert, I don't want to stamp that yet, but that's going to sit in here just like this, and it covers up our seam, okay? So now when we close it, it looks like this. All right. Our piece for the outside is a piece of basic white, and I am going to be using this new stamp set called Throughout the Year. Isn't it great? I'm so excited. I love when they do all occasion sets like this. So we've got Happy Easter, Happy Holidays, Happiest of Birthdays, You Mean So Much to Me, Best of Luck, Be My Valentine, Thank You, Trick or Treat, and Cheers to You in the New Year. So is what I want to do on the front of this is, it's going to be very close, but I'm going to take a scrap piece of basic white, and our piece cannot be any wider than 4 1/4, or I'm sorry, 3 1/4, because now we've taken an inch off for our flap. So I'm going to stamp this up. I'm going to stamp it. And this is the Misty Moonlight. It's such a pretty color. Love, love, love that it's back. All right, so now we have a little trimming to do here. And like I said, it's going to be close. So I'm going to cut it pretty close to the top so my sentiment is at the top. And then I'm going to trim a little bit there. And then we want this to be 3 1/4. We actually want it to be about 3. So let's see if I do that, how close we are. Too close. So I'm going to put this at 3 1/8. And then I'm just going to trim 1/8 of an inch off this way. All right. So that's how I'm going to leave it for right now. I may need to trim a little bit here at the bottom, but we'll see. Are you out there with me? It's awfully quiet. All right. So this is what I want to do. I am going to cut about 1/4 of an inch off from here. Maybe let's do a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. And then we're going to attach this to the front of our card. So as what I have is this strip. And I'm going to set this here. I'm going to put this. Yep, I want it to go that way. There's that. And then I want this down at the bottom, like so. And is what I want to make sure is that we're pretty close on our borders here. So I may place just a pencil mark right here. And then when I bring my trimmer in, I'm just going to line that mark up on my cutting trough. Make sure I'm straight in there. And then I'm going to cut that off. All right, that'll work. Now, this is the trio of ribbon that is in the annual catalog. It coordinates with the beautiful, bright and beautiful balloons. But I am going to put just a little bit on here. And it adds a little bit of sparkle, like the ice. All right, so My ribbon scissor here. I'm going to wrap it around. Okay. And now I can add adhesive. And I'm going to butt that right up against my designer series paper. And then I'm going to take my other piece that I had left with the bear, and I'm going to butt that right up against the bottom. And so that's going to be the front of our card, okay? Now I want to cut one more little, just a little piece of this. And I'm going to slide this under, and I'm just going to tie a knot. Just like that, and we can trim our tails. Good morning, Donna. You like the blue ribbon? I really love the blue ribbon too, and it's got just that little metallic edge on it, so it gives it kind of this card kind of an icy look. So here's what I was talking about with the scenes. So when you have these scenes, you can carry them over to the flap, and I have lots more samples to share with you here in just a minute. But the only thing that gets a little bit tricky or a little bit messy is whatever sentiment you decide to use on the front of your card. You have to adjust that piece, right? So, oh, good morning, Sharon. Welcome. All right, so now we have to figure out, what do we want it to say on the inside? I like the cheers to you and the new year. And I don't have that mounted, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to show for anybody who may be new. There's several ways of doing this, but this is what I like to do. So I took this piece out, took that release paper or the backing off from it. Kathleen, what have we got going here? Oh yeah, thank you, Kathleen. Wait till you see some of the other cards. I am excited about this fold, like I said, for many of the scene type papers. So I'll show you here. So what I did is I laid down that edge, and then I press it down really well, and I can pick up my stamp. This set, like I said, is new in the upcoming catalog that starts on September 6th. And if you're like me, you are going to absolutely love the new catalog, and you're going to have to make a list. I did an A list, a B list, and then a maybe list. And so everything that was on my A list came on whatever day, came on Wednesday. All right, I'm just going to stamp this down. And look how cute that is. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, set that aside. Bring my Stampin' Seal back in. And it looks like I need to trim my paper just a skosh, whatever a skosh is, right? I'm going to put this on the inside, and there's our berry Christmas card. Isn't that fun when you open it and you can get this scenery? Let me show you, well, we could make one more, or let me finish this one. So this paper is the Masterfully Made, and you can see I cut it to fit the front, and I've cut it to fit the inside flap. So I'm just going to adhere those down. I love this paper. All right, so then I've got These are my remnants, right, from trimming these two. So I'm just going to add my strip, again, using my liquid glue. If I do that on my silicone mat, then I don't get a sticky work surface. So I'm just going to put that right down here at the corner and right along the edge. And that's why I like to use liquid glue for that, is it just gives me that little extra time to shift and get it lined up just like I want it. Okay, so I'm going to be putting that in here. I don't want to glue this down until I stamp my sentiment in case it doesn't go well. We all know how that happens, right? Let's bring in another great sentiment stamp set. This is a Sandy Hancock's $1 Million Achievement. She helped design this. She designed it with the help of Stampin' Up. And I love the sayings in here. And look at, there's a vertical birthday too. Who doesn't love a vertical sentiment? I do. So it's what I want to do in here is I'm going to do this hope your day is a happy one. I'm going to pick that up with a stamp or a block. And then we need to figure out a size. So I think is what I want to do with this one is I'm going to trim it down to, I'll do like 1 3/4 by 3. Because remember, after we scored that flap, our piece is only 3 1/4 inches wide. So I think is what I can do on here is something like, let's see what we have for pieces left. Oh yeah, this is going to work really well. So we can do this, and we can do, actually if we wanted to, we could just do all of this. And oh no, we can't, this is too short. Well, we'll do it this way, because see, when we open our scene, we'll have the greens down here. So that's what we'll do on here. All right, so I need some pretty peacock ink, and we'll stamp our sentiment on the front. I know you're liking that flower paper, you and your beautiful flowers. All right, stamping. And I did that one off to the side a little bit because we'll put our ribbon for this one the other way. And you know what? Look at, in that trio of ribbon, there is also a yellow and then the bubble bath. So let's do some bubble bath ribbon on here. I'm just going to add a little bit of Stampin' Seal, and then I can wrap my ribbon this way this time. I'm liking that. And then I'm going to just cut a little piece, slide it under, tie my knot. Hey, you guys, the other thing I wanted to mention is this week registration opened for my fall retreat. So I have in-person and virtual options. So if you're not close and you want to be part of my fall retreat, you can, I'm happy to mail it out to you. And then if you live nearby or within driving distance and you'd like to attend, it's going to be at the Dennis Drummond Wine Company. It's Saturday, October 14th from 1 to 5. It's a really fun day. We make 8 beautiful cards. I have a swag bag. I have refreshments and a little treat. It's a fun day. So if you are looking for a fall, just kind of a fall getaway, sign up. I'd love to have you. All right, let's put this on. Right here at the bottom. I did overlap it. Oh, no, I'm not gonna, because there's just a touch that's not even, and it's very obvious if I overlap. Okay, so there we have another scenery card. And being I have Hope Your Day is a Happy One, I want to use the happiest of birthdays. I think, yeah, let's use the happiest of birthdays from the brand new stamp set here. And because, like I said, they are brand new, I don't have them all mounted yet. So, adorable card, love the ribbon, me too. I know, Kathy, this masterfully made paper out of the annual catalog, I think I'm on my 4th pack, like big 12 by 12 pack of that paper. I love that paper. And then if you notice on the other side, they're like torn edges. It makes the most beautiful cards, and you don't have to do a thing except maximize the paper. So I'm inking this up again with Pretty Peacock, and I'm just going to stamp. All right. And I think that bubble bath ribbon was like the perfect complement. So don't get stuck on, you know, if it's part of the balloon suite, it doesn't mean that it doesn't go with any of the papers. But how fun is that? I am really loving this card. All right, enough. Let me show you. So this is the one we did earlier, right? This is with the masterfully made scenery paper. And when I say scenery, I'm just talking about those sheets of paper that go all the way across. And you're like, well, what should I do with that? Because if you aren't a scrapbooker and you look at that paper, you're thinking, I don't know how to really use that. Well, let me show you. So this card, well, there's 2 cards that I have that come from the one horse, what's it called? One horse open sleigh. And those are all sceneries. But there's this one with the trees. And when I open it, I get this scene. And then I used the stamps. The one on the front says, Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. And it's with a grateful heart. That comes from this set, the Autumn Leaves. This is gorgeous. This is Amy Condors, if any of you follow Amy. This is her set that she helped designed with the help of Stampin' Up. and there's coordinating dies. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous stamp set. So anyway, there's that one with that paper. And then I did another one with the one horse open sleigh. And that looks like this. Hey there. And then when you open it up, oh, I got to use the little trucking along. And then it says, hope your day is a happy one. But I love these scenes. And then, of course, this is the pecan pie ribbon out of the annual catalog. And then I have one more. And if any of you, or those of you that know me well, I should say, know that I love Halloween. So I did a Halloween card. And when you open it up, it's got the little tombstone here that says rest in peace, Jack O'Lantern. And then this one cracks me up because my husband's name is Richard Dean, Ricky D. And so it's Rickety Bones, haha. And then on the inside, no bones about it, you're a sweet friend. So there's a Halloween version, and that uses the black and white gingham checked ribbon. All right, I can see people were on. I can see people dropped off. So I hope you're loving it. The Halloween card, check this out, you guys. Bag of bones. There's designer series paper and a die that you can cut out this skeleton, the dog, and the cat. It is so cute. So cute. All right, that's what I have for us today is a fun fold that uses those fabulous scene cards. So, until next week, be sure to check out my fall retreat and stay tuned for my upcoming paper share. Bye for now.